Trojan War. 10,000 ships in a foreign land, filled with boys waiting to become men. But did it even happen? Short answer, probably not. But whoever let the truth get in the way of a good story? Today we'll be looking at Greece's epic poems and the rich mythology that generated its characters. And it's totally not complicated at all.
And as we all know, in order to get something done, you gotta do something. In order to do something, we gotta get to work, so let's get to work.
The Trojan War was made famous by the Iliad and the Odyssey, two of Greece's most famous epic poems, credited to a blind author named Homer, or maybe a bunch of different guys over the years, no one really knows. Greece's epics are referred to as poems because they share the same root word, epos, meaning story, word, or poem. These stories were spoken aloud for hundreds of years before they were ever written down, so if you've ever been down the rabbit hole of finding an old video clip, you can really understand the difficulty in narrowing down an authentic source from 2,500 years ago. Okay, now epic poems are very rich, and in most cases took multiple evenings to tell, so as you can imagine, these stories were long. In the Iliad, Greece's goddesses held a beauty pageant, and named a mortal to choose the winner. Paris was the prince of a huge city across the Aegean Sea, and Zeus suggested that he make the call. Anyway, who are all these people? Greece's pantheon, or family of gods and goddesses, is undoubtedly the most famous one in the Western world. Sitting at the head was Zeus, and although he vaguely looks like Santa Claus, everyone made sure not to get him mad because he had a monstrous temper. Zeus earned this spot way back when Cronus, the father of Zeus, as well as the sea god Poseidon, Hades the god of the underworld, farming goddess Demeter, goddess of the home Hestia, and Zeus's future wife Hera, don't ask questions, learned of a prophecy that his children would overcome him. While insight might have been his strong suit, Cronus didn't have the same prowess for parenting and decided that eating his children would solve the problem. Zeus was lucky to be in the bathroom while this was all going down, and was able to save his siblings by poisoning Cronus' drink and making him vomit. Zeus locked Cronus in the underworld, and since Dad wasn't coming home anytime soon, Zeus figured it was time to party. Now, full disclaimer, religions do change over time, and the other major Greek gods and goddesses not mentioned were Ares, Athena, Hephaestus, Hermes, Dionysus, and Aphrodite. As the goddess of beauty, Aphrodite was the pretty clear choice in the beauty contest. Now, that's not to say the other goddesses were ugly, but they definitely did not take to losing kindly. Shockingly, growing up as immortals with superpowers led to some pretty toxic personalities, one thing led to another, and before you know it, all the gods and goddesses are on different sides between the Greeks and Paris' people, the Trojans. Why the beef? Well, as a thank you for his truly unbiased judgment, Aphrodite gave Paris the love of Helen, the most beautiful woman in the world. One important detail, however, is Helen was already married to Menelaus, the king of Sparta. You know the city-state that was completely dedicated to war and nothing else? Yeah, that's Sparta. Not very good at thinking things through, Paris brought Helen back to Troy with him, and in about 10 seconds, the Greeks were squatted up and ready to bring her back.
Here we go!
After about a decade of stalemate, Odysseus, the king of the island of Ithaca, figured that if the Trojans were so into horses, why not offer them one as a sign of truce? The Greek navy sailed away, and the Trojans finally thought they got the W. Never one to turn down gifts, the Trojans accepted the totally not suspicious-looking giant wooden horse, which they didn't realize happened to be filled with Greek soldiers. Once inside, they snuck out, opened the gates, the Greek navy came back, and took over the city. At last, the story was over. Or was it? It was not. Feeling the pressure to create a Greek poetic universe, Homer created the Odyssey, which mostly follows the adventures of Odysseus as he tries to find his way home. Since we're already approaching the song, I'll try to summarize it as quickly as possible. He makes it home. In conclusion, if Greek history is like ice cream, goat's milk ice cream of course, then its ancient culture provided a lot of whipped cream and sprinkles. The Greeks influenced Western architecture, as well as various systems of democracy, but who wants to talk about that when we can focus on drama? How often do you think about the Roman Empire? Well, after our next video, hopefully you'll be thinking about him a lot more than you already are. Thanks for watching, for liking and subscribing, and if no one has said it already today, thanks for being you. Unless, of course, you're hearing that from Aphrodite, in which case she's probably just conning you into saying she looks the best. I wish I was a little bit stronger so I could beat my father. He nibbled on my siblings and probably eat my daughters. I wish that I could think something to put in his drink, buddy, it would be a slaughter. I wish I had like lightning bolts to make him blow up and throw up, that'll make him toast. Yeah, you know I'm thinking all the time I could blow up eating Cronus and then finally Hera, I will be on her mind. And although she's my big sis, don't think she'll find an unrelated god bopping around on Mount Olympus. Cause when it comes to the ones chilling in the normal world, they blast their names anyway in the Iliad.